So hello everybody, and thank you for joining me again here at The Good Life, and it's always a pleasure to have you with me here. Now I'm just going to take a walk through this park. I'm going to get to the topic in just a moment. I want to talk to you guys about the three easiest visas you can get here in the Dominican Republic. Now, the word easy, that's a relative term, so yeah. But anyway, let's get to this park and then we'll get to the topic, okay? So if you're in a rush, you can kind of move along a little quicker, but right now, I just want to share this park with you because I've been looking for a good park where I can go and get some steps in, you know what I mean? And I think it's interesting here how they have like an outdoor gym. So, you know, if you live in the area, you can come in and, get on these pieces of exercise equipment and, get it in. But anyway, just walking along here, it's a nice feel. And I've been looking for a place like this. I wish it was bigger. But it's not. It is what it is, and we have to be, thankful for what we get. Like the people used to say back in the day, you get what you get, and you don't pitch a fit, right? So, yeah. So we're doing that. But anyway, this park is called Rosa Duarte, Parque Rosa Duarte. Hold on. So yeah, nice lady. That's what it's called, and I don't know who this Duarte people are, but their names. It's on everything. It's on streets, it's on buildings, it's on parks. It's all over the place. Nice little step right there if you want to go, hit some steps. We're going to have some steps coming up in a little bit. It's just a really nice day to get out and be in the city. It's an inner city park, as I've explained to you guys in the past. Santiago is the second largest city in the Dominican Republic. So we call it the second city. And it is very much a metropolitan area. So if you're looking for beaches and that kind of thing, it ain't happening here. Okay, so get over it. All right, if you want to come to Santiago, it's a concrete jungle, as they say. But anyway, it's a very nice place, and if you look around, the people like hanging out in the park and laying in the grass and doing the thing. Up there, there's a photographer up there, the guy in the white shirt. I don't know if you can make him out real well, but he's doing a photo shoot for some girl's 15th birthday. They go in on these birthdays down here, these 15th birthdays, and I thought it would have been the 16th birthday, but it's the 15th. So, unless I'm wrong, but she was clearly holding up the 1-5, and she wasn't 51. So I'm guessing it's her 15th birthday, and they're really celebrating that thing, and no reason why not. You live once, so celebrate your days, your months, your years, because time is the most valuable thing we've got. So I'm going to hit these stairs here, so I can work out these quads and these calves. I hit the gym already this morning. At some point, I'm going to take you guys to the gym with me. If you want to go, let me know. Show you the old man workout. It's probably going to be a little while. I got a goal I want to hit right now, so I'm working on that. So that's what my gym routine is all about. So I got that working for me. And excuse me, people even sitting here, I want to say reading a book, but probably, a Kindle kind of thing, Is Kindle even still a thing? I wonder about that. So yeah, more workout stuff here. I'm guessing that's a quad seat there, the first one. The next one, who knows? Looks like a rowing kind of thing. I don't know. And then, that was an elliptical before one of the footies got broken off. But that's the park, guys. It's a little bigger than this. I'm not going to go into the whole thing. I'm not going to walk you through the whole thing. But I just wanted to share with you that there are inner city parks here where people go and hang out. I'm a little bit winded because I've already walked this park once. And I've been hitting all the stairs. Every time I see a set of stairs, I hit it. Because I know I need to. So if I breathe a little bit into the mic, forgive me. I'm human. Anyway, let's get to the topic. Well, they do have park benches here, so that makes it a lot easier. So this is really for the people from the United States. I can't really speak to other countries and all that, but it's probably pretty much the same, when it comes to getting these visas down here. And like I say, these are supposed to be the three easiest there are to get, but if I'm being honest, it's been 8 months for me. And actually, I was talking to a friend of mine as the bike goes by. I was talking to a friend of mine just the other day, and he was saying that it took him 8 months to get his as well. So Maybe I'm right in the ballpark. I don't know, but yeah. And actually, my attorney told me it would take about a year. But I'm not going to refer him to anybody until the job is done. So I'm not going to put his name out here, but I'm doing this because it is of interest to you, and I've actually had a couple of people who actually inquired. But these are visas that you can get. They're different types of visas, and they call them fast track, and they're supposed to be for permanent residency. So these are, I guess you would call them highly sought after because they allow you to bypass the I guess the traditional 5-year program, the 5-year temporary visa program. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to share with you like a chart or something like that, something that I just created so that you can kind of do a comparison of the popular visas that are here in the DR. I'm going to go through these kind of slowly, but just to make sure that you understand as best, or to explain to you as best as I can, what these visas are really all about. So there are 3 types. One's the Pensionado. That's for us old people who are retired on welfare, or not welfare, but what's it called? Social Security, or you have a private pension or 401k, something like that. Or maybe if you have like a disability check, like, because I know a lot of military guys, they come down here, they're retired and they have disability income. So I think that works. There's also the Rentista, and that's the person who's like working, but you're still getting income. Maybe it's from rental income, maybe it's from dividends or something like that. They want to see a consistency in that income for a period of time. And I think it's like 5 years, but I'll get to that in just a second as we go through them. And then, of course, there is the investor, and that's for you high dollar guys, okay? Those of you have, I think it's like 200,000. It's what they're wanting you to have to be considered an investor down here. But let's take them one by one, okay? The Pensionado visa. This is like the most common choice for retirees nowadays, and it's designed for the individuals who receive stable income, monthly pensions from a government. Military retirement would work for that. Disability, like I said, Social Security, private disability, official institutions, and private companies. This is what they really want, because they want to know that when you come here, you have a stable income and you're not going to be depending on their public system. You know what I mean? And you don't want to, because it's not going to be enough for you to, live the life that I think you want to live. Now, the requirements for this is that you have a minimum of $1,500 per month. Now, get the wording here. It says a minimum of $1,500. So that can change. You may submit your paperwork and you might have $1,501 coming in, and then they say, well, you need $1,502. I don't know what they might say. And here's the problem with that. You don't know what they might say, and neither does your attorney. They just submit it, and then they will kick it back. Sometimes they'll give you a reason. Sometimes they won't. They'll just kick it back. So they might just say, well, the income is not high enough. Then you say, well, what does it need to be? They will say, well, higher than that. I'm sorry, it is what it is. But that's just how that goes. Now, if you have dependents that you bring down here with you, and let's say they let you in for $1,500, then they're going to say that if you have a dependent like a wife or a child or something that you are responsible for financially, they're going to say that you need an additional $250 to care for that person. So, so that's going to put you around $1,750 at a minimum if you are bringing a spouse with you. If you are, if you're married and have one income, it needs to be at least $1,750. Now, there's some key benefits to getting this thing, and they are that, again, it grants you permanent residency immediately, which only needs to be renewed once every few years. I think it's like 4 or 5 years. So it gets you in the door once you get it. Now it could take, right now it's taking me 8 months. It could take a year. All right. And while we complain about that sometimes, listen, the United States ain't much better. Okay. Trying to get a green card in there, and especially with all you guys have going on up there right now. So it ain't easy. I don't care where you go. All right. Trying to get into someplace, especially when it's a place like this, because sometimes they just don't really hold to an exact standard. It might change a little bit here and there, and so you just have to be flexible to make it work for you. Now, for you people who are, you're still working, you have some kind of income, not a job. Okay, they don't want you on a job, because on a job you can get fired, right? And then it's gone. So they want something They want an income, even though you're not retired. They want an income that that you have sustained for a period of time. And this is called the Rentista visa. Now, the Rentista is ideal for like digital nomads or investors who aren't yet retired. Maybe you have reliable passive income back in the States or wherever you're from, right? Just someplace outside of the DR. The income requirements for this is a minimum of $2,000 per month, so a little bit higher than the retiree, okay? So $2,000 a month, and it has to come from passive sources, again, and it can be rental income, stocks that are, if you have stocks that are paying you dividends on a regular basis, something like that, and what else is there? Let's see, qualifying income. This can be rental or dividends, but it has to be for a period of at least 5 years, okay? Not less than that. You have to have made that income for 5 years in order for you to apply for this visa. And if you have this kind of income, you're probably self-employed, and so you know what a Schedule C is. And on your Schedule C, I think that'll show up as your adjusted gross income. And some kind of bug just landed on me and decided he liked the way I tasted, so he bit me. Yeah, it's going to be on your Schedule C. Yeah, that's going to be, I think, is your adjusted gross income is where you're going to find that. If you're wondering if you are self-employed or if you have that kind of income, you can actually get with your accountant. I'm sure they can point that out to you with just a simple, quick phone call. Now, investors, those of you who have big bucks, right? This is for those with significant capital. The investor visa provides a faster route, they say, okay? That's what they say. Even than the potential citizenship programs that I've talked about already. Now, let a few vehicles go by because I don't know if the traffic noise is going to interfere. But again, if you want to acquire this type of visa, the investment that you make here can be in real estate, it can be in a business, but it has to be for at least $200,000. Okay. And the typical, like I say, investment, you can do a certificate of a deposit at a bank here. So, yeah, you can just go to a bank and move $200,000 over, let it sit there. I don't know how long it has to season. I didn't really see that listed on the website or anything. But if you have a couple $100,000 and you just want to, you want to put it in a CD, I don't know what the interest pays. I don't think CDs pay very much at home, and I doubt they pay very much more here. So that's something that you're just going to have to take a look at. You can go onto the bank's website. There's a couple of them would be Banco Popular, and then there's Banreservas. There is BHD, I think is what it's called, and then there's Scotiabank. So there's 4 banks that you can take a look at that I'm familiar with, that you might be able to get a CD there, park that money over there. You don't have to worry about spending it. And you can apply for the visa while you're making up your mind if this is where you want to be, right? So that's what those are. That's what those are. Now, there are some general requirements across all 3 of these visas, and it's regardless of the path you choose, you're going to need to have several standardized documents that must be apostilled there back in the U.S. before you get here. All right. Now, I missed one, and my attorney said he would be able to get it done for me. He would send it back to the U.S., and I don't know what he's going to do, but he says he can handle that for me. But I think it is your birth certificate, your background report, and then there's one other. I'm at a loss right now. If I can think of it, I'll throw it on the screen right here so you can see it. But those have to be apostilled or certified there in the States. Now, apostilled is a phrase or a term that they use here, but it's basically mean that it's being certified by your state or the federal government that that this document is legit, right? Because they want to know that, you're not just doctoring up stuff. And then also, once you get it here, you got to get an attorney, and your attorney will get with a certified government translator to have that information, to have everything on that, including the apostle that accompanies the document. He has to have all of that translated, so that so that they can submit it down in Santo Domingo to the whatever office they got to submit it to. But yeah, so it's your passport, it's your police background report, or FBI. Now, I've seen where it says police background report, and then I've seen where it says FBI, and those are two very different things. So try them both. You know what I mean? What is it going to cost you? 30, 40 bucks to get it done? Again, your birth certificate. Oh, and they want you to do they want to know that you're healthy, right? So they're going to want you to perform a medical exam and have that authorized at a Dominican clinic at some point. So once you get everything submitted, that's probably the last step you'll need to take. So just so you know, right? Now, like I said before, this takes time, okay? And so you're going to be here 3, 6 months, 8 months, a year maybe before all of this gets completed. But when you arrive, you only have like 30 days on your visa, and you can't like go to someone and say, well, I'm trying to go through this, so give me a waiver. So when you're overstay, there's a fee you're going to be charged if you want to go back home before all of this is completed. I'm going to give you the dates. Well, I'll tell you what, I'm going to create a chart, and I'm going to throw that up here too. I can do that simple enough for you, and you can screenshot this just like, you maybe could screenshot the previous one that I showed you, right? And so the overstay fees are, if you are, okay, first you get 30 days, right? But then after 30 days, they're between 30 and 90 days, they're going to hit you for, if you leave on your way out. Now, let me make this clear. If you're here for 31 days and you head to the airport, you want to leave, they're not going to let you get onto this plane until you pay this money, and it has, okay, so they're going to look at your passport. They're going to see when it was stamped. So you can't say, well, I really wasn't here that long. No, you were here that long because it was stamped when you came in. All right, so let's just don't play. All right, because they ain't going to play either. All right, so they're going to hit you for 3,500 pesos. Now, if you're wondering how much that is, divide it by 60. Okay, that's going to be around 50, 60 bucks, somewhere thereabouts. If you're here from 3 months to 9 months, they're going to hit you for 5,000 pesos. That's going to be about $85, $90 with the current exchange rate. It may be different when you leave, so it is what it is. Currency pairs fluctuate all day long. Every minute of the day, it's changing. So it is what it is whenever they submit it. They might do like a weekly or a daily rate that they're, because they can't be changing all day either. So it's best that you just have pesos when you get ready to leave. If you're here from 9 months to 12 months, you're looking at 7,000 pesos. That's a little over 100. That's like 117, 120 bucks, call it that. 12 months to 18 months, that's a year to a year and a half. That's 9,000 pesos. If you are here for 18 months to 2 years, that's a year and a half to 2 years, up to 24 months. That's 11,000 pesos. Divide that by 60. That'll tell you about how much it's going to hit you for. And if you are here for 10 years, okay, and you hadn't gone back, you might as well just stay and get buried here, right? I mean, if you've been here for 10 years and you haven't left, you probably aren't leaving, so you don't care. But yeah, so they're gonna hit you for close to 100,000 pesos. Think like 95, 98,000 pesos is what they're gonna charge you for. So there you have it. You have 3 types of visas that you can apply for once you arrive here in country. All right, know which ones you're going to want if you are over 60, 65, and you're retired. They may allow you to do that as early as 55. If you're retired and you took an early retirement, you got a pension that's going to pay you enough to do so. Check that just to make sure. Don't take my word for it. But so there's the Pensionado visa. There is the Rentista visa. That's for the person who's working online, or I'm not working online. Well, they say digital nomad, so they did say that. So that's working online, but be wary of that one because they say they don't want you to have a job because they don't want you to get fired and then end up down here destitute. So what they're really looking for are people who have a consistent income and that they've had it for an extended period of time, whether it's rental property or whatever kind of residual income that you've amassed over the years, at least 5 years on that. And then there's the investor income or the investor visa. Now on that one again, must be at least $200,000. It can be in real estate. It can be in a bona fide business. Okay, and it can be it can just be a CD. You can just go park the money in the bank and just let it sit there until everything gets done. I don't know how long it's got to be there. You got to check with them on that one because like I say, things change down here. And then lastly, if you overstay, you're welcome.
If you overstay, you're welcome, which is the first 30 days. After that, you're going to get charged, okay? 30 to 60 days, 3 months to 9 months, 9 months to 12, 12 to 18, 18 to 24, and then they threw that 10-year thing in there. So I guess at 24, it just remains the same. I doubt it, but that's what they have on the website. So that's what we are going with. Listen, I want to thank you guys. As always, it's been a blast. I want to thank you guys for your support. For your continued, when you hit the thumbs up button and your subscriptions and your subscribing and even your comments. I read everyone and I appreciate it. Thanks so much, guys. Until next time, I'm gonna go hit these stairs again. I worked up a second sweat for the day. I'm gonna go ahead. If I go to sweat, make it a good one. Go back and take another shower. It is what it is, and it is the good life. Thanks so much, guys. Till next time, many blessings.